Welcome to another Parenting and Mental Health. I'm Dr. Court, and we're going to get right into it tonight. So, something I wanted to talk about tonight is I wanted to talk about mental health apps. So, the reason behind this is because we've talked about so many topics. We've talked about communication, we've talked about sports and stress, and we've talked about setting goals, and we've talked about a ton of different things, right? We've talked about gratitude and joy and all these different things. And something that I kind of was taking for granted, but can be so important for kids and teens, is the use of technology. And so they are on a screen so much during the day that it can be helpful for us to maybe tap into that a little and find things for them that will actually be helpful for them in understanding um, and understanding their own mental health, and it can be a nice supplement or partner with going to regular therapy or whatever you're doing at home. So I wanted to go into that tonight. Last week I had this quote up. I just love this quote because it makes so much sense. And with everything that's going on in the world today, obviously we can't control others, but we can control ourselves. So without further ado, let's try and find more ways that we can help be more peaceful internally. The first app I wanted to talk about is the Moshi app. So first and foremost, I want to tell you, I'm getting absolutely zero anything from any of these companies. These are just the ones I did some research on, seem to get good reviews. So that is that's where these are coming from. I did download a lot of these apps, and some of them are free. Most of them have a free version, and I'll talk about that within the context of all these apps. Okay, the Moshi app is what I would consider to be a healthy form of entertainment. The Moshi app is filled with games that support active play and stories that can inspire fun, exploration, relaxation, and sleep. I would say for this app, the sleep and the bedtime stories are really can be really key for parents. They have more than 400 audio stories, meditation, sounds, and music tracks. And there are a bunch of different characters, and there are different character-led skill building activities. So you can see the screenshot alone, just some coping cards that Moshi has. I really liked their website. The app is free, and it's something that you could have on your kid's tablet, or it's something that you could have and just bring into the room. You do have to sign up. However, it doesn't require that you pay anything. The sign up requires a name and an email address. So this one, I would say, if you need help with your kids getting relaxed before bed, is probably a really good app that you could use. The next one I wanted to explore is called GoNoodle. So GoNoodle is well known in the education community. GoNoodle is used a lot there. GoNoodle has absolutely tons of videos that cover things like joy, health, self-discovery for kids and also adults. They really inspire creating good energy, emotional learning, and often GoNoodle in many schools has been purchased as something for the school, and schools will use this to show during school counseling time or homeroom time, things like that, study hall. And some of the things on GoNoodle, I think GoNoodle might have been used in the Anne Arundel public school systems during COVID, because some of the stuff GoNoodle does is they will have kids get up and dance around. So it's not just a sit and watch type of thing. They use all sorts of different kind of activities to get the kids involved in it. And I love that the characters are globally diverse and they tap into a bunch of different techniques. They focus on wellness, both mental and physical. And like I said before, they have a lot of lessons that schools can use. So if you do have any influence on schools, that is something that you can get. GoNoodle, you can get a free version. It will give you access to some of the videos. It will not give you access to everything. That said, if you are an educator, you can get the GoNoodle app for free. So it's worth checking out and to see, like I said, the videos are really great. They're really playful. And it could be a good thing to use in conjunction. So if you're a parent, you could get the GoNoodle app and have it in conjunction with what they're doing at school or just on your own. If you have a younger kid, this is an app that can be used for pretty much any age kid. I wouldn't necessarily suggest toddler, although some of the stuff is fun. They have great videos that are just, filled with upbeat music. It can be used for that too. Go Smile was an app that I found. I really liked this one. This is one that it's a Australian generated app, and it's focused specifically on mental health. It is a not-for-profit organization, which I like also. It means they're focusing on the research and what works, not just about making a profit. It's been around for over 10 years, and it was built by mental health professionals. So that's another feather in their hat, so to speak. This one is built mostly around, you can kind of see the screenshot here. You can do a bunch of different things. It can be used for kids, for adults. It also separates out kids from youth, which would be considered more of like a teen age or a middle school teen age. You can use it as a classroom, or you can use the Smiling Mind app in a classroom. Or you can use it in your home as a family or in your classroom. And they use a bunch of different ways of using the apps. They have everything from doing like body scan activities to some more interactive activities. And what I'm going to do is actually show you a video. Let's see if it'll play from here. Nope, won't play from here. All right, I'm going to show you a video that is connected to this and let you hear what Go Smile has to say directly so that I'm not the only one talking.
Imagine the benefits of a world in which every young person grows up with the skills they need to thrive. These foundational skills positively impact the way young people feel about themselves and how they think, learn, and relate to others. They also have a profound effect on their mental and physical health later in life. We believe every young person should have the opportunity to learn these skills to prevent mental illness and thrive in life. But sadly, this is not the case for millions of young people. We are Smiling Mind. We're Aussie, not-for-profit, and a leader in utilising technology to make mindfulness accessible for all. Our evidence-based solution can reverse these trends by teaching these foundational skills to millions of young people through our award-winning schools program and app. This will create a more resilient, compassionate, and respectful generation and help turn mental illness, bullying, and violence statistics around. Our goal is to reach 5 million young people by 2021. With your support, we can do it. Join us in helping every mind thrive.
Oh, goodness. There we go. Okay, so back to this. All right, so that is yet another app that can be used. And I am trying to get back to all of my different screens. Apologies for the delay. So yet another one that we can use that I actually found from a patient was something called Cosmic Kids. And within Cosmic Kids is a woman who they have cosmic yoga. So you can see this woman's in kind of like a blue jumpsuit, and she has all sorts of different stuff. So I initially thought it was just a yoga space, a fun like yoga for kids type, and it mostly is. Um, she uses yoga and creates these animated versions and sends kids on an adventure. So actually it's something that I found was kind of entertaining for me as well. Just like some Disney movies, you get to watch them and they are kind of fun for us too. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So this woman, her name is Jamie Armour. She's been deemed the modern day Mary Poppins by the Washington Post. Uh, she does a great job of making yoga fun. She also works on relaxation and mindfulness as well. So another great app, this one you can get totally for free. And then she actually has trainings for adults that if you want to do fun kid yoga, this is something that might inspire you. You can actually take her training and become a kid yoga certified specialist and then take Jamie's cosmic yoga into your community. So I liked this one because it's a little bit different. It's a little more focused on one particular thing, but yoga has so many great benefits. I often suggest it to my patients and clients. So this is just yet another app that can be really helpful. Okay, Kinder World. This is one that was also pointed out to me by a patient. And this one I downloaded, and my daughter, who is 8, absolutely loves this. And I got it too, and I've talked a couple of her friends into getting it. There's some really cool aspects to this, and I wish I could just take you on a tour through this app. It's free to get, and it focuses on being kind to plants and taking care of plants, but yet you have Sammy, who's this little dog here, and he takes you on adventures, and you get to water your plant, and in order to water your plant, you can get enriched water, which makes your plant grow faster. And when you do that, you can in order to get enriched water, you have to do things like emotional naming or a breathing exercise or writing a gratitude letter. What I think is cool about this is there's a social media or a social connection. You can join a social platform, and in that social platform, though, it's not open-ended. It's very locked down. People can connect through you basically only by having, and I'm looking for the app right now, which is why I sound distracted. They can only connect to you by sending you stickers that are already pre-designated, and all the stickers are G-rated and positive. So I really like that aspect. And I'm just looking up what it comes in through. You can join through I'm so looking for it. Oh well. Anyway, the nice thing I like about it is that they're able to connect with their friends. What happens is their friend gets to plant a flower in each other's garden. You can water the flower, and then, like I said, they can't send direct messages. They can only send stickers or things that are already predetermined. Yet you can write gratitude messages or pick-me-up messages. They give you a whole list of different ones you can choose from. And when you do that, they get filtered. So the app itself filters the messages. So if someone wrote something negative, it would never show up. And then you can get mail from people all around the world that are just writing you messages of gratitude, of pick-me-up. I was going to try and pull one up here so that I could give you an example of what comes in. So let me see if I can do that. It has a cute little, cute couple different screens that the kids can pick up on. So when you get a message, you go to the mailroom, you click on a message, and then it comes up, the one that just came up for me. It says, "My mom always said, how do you eat an elephant?" And then the answer was, "1 bite at a time." And then the quote after that is, "Take it at your own pace and it blows you a kiss," right? So I'm not sure I want to eat an elephant, but the point is telling people to take something 1 step at a time. So cute things like that, you can, and then you can send your own, you can write an encouraging message, you can commiserate, you can send comfort or validate. So there are all sorts of different ways. And what it's doing that I really love about this, and like I said, my 8-year-old uses this, she's learning how to say phrases or say things that help comfort others because she's reading other people's. And then I'm hearing her use that in her common everyday language. And I'm seeing her, she's started to get on her iPad and through my account. Well, sometimes I'll allow her to send text messages to her dad when he's, out of town. And she really sends some really beautiful quotes. And I think Kinder World has helped her form that language. And of course, it's, having you plant in a garden and water plants, and you get certain rewards. You get dog treats for Sammy the dog, and then he talks to you through some different stuff. And it just takes a few minutes a day. It's a really great way to allow your kids to get on a screen, but in a way that they're getting some emotional intelligence. Um, and it just has some really beautiful aspects of it. It's very simple. It doesn't take up a lot of memory. So yeah, so Kinder World's another one that I really, really like. So EQ, this is one that I don't know that well, but it is mostly for teens. It helps with emotional intelligence and building resilient skills. And it uses more of an anime type graphic, which you can kind of see on the screen. And it boosts skills in many different ways. They have done a lot of research behind this one, so I like the fact that this is research backed. The account manager itself will keep in contact with the users, so it kind of helps keep the student, the child, the youth staying connected to the app and continuing to let them know how they're doing. And so you can kind of see that in the graphic here, where they kind of have analytics of like how you're doing in the different categories. And so that data we've learned, I mean, even as adults with all of our data tracking technology, that really helps keep us motivated. It has been shown in some research to help kids learn how to focus better. It's also helped in not just kids that have some anxiety or just some anxiety. It's also helped with youth that are what we consider at-risk populations. And so it's had a pretty positive impact. This is one that you can kind of decide. You do have to get an account, and it varies in pricing, but definitely something worth looking into for middle school to teenage kids. Clear Fear is an app that I found interesting. This one's specifically designed around children that have a really strong issue with anxiety or fear directly. If you've ever had this yourself, you've probably had a therapist that's talked about riding the wave of anxiety, right? And finding ways to ride the wave in, or it could be suggested as a strong gust of wind that drags you in and makes you feel want to fight or run away, and how to deal with that momentum when you're in it. And with fear, it talks about fear specifically as helping youth face their fear and help clear it away. And it uses some cognitive behavioral therapy techniques to do that with youth in helping them challenge their fear and then change their perception of the fear. It also does a really good job of normalizing anxiety and pointing out that anxiety is a natural response to fear, especially when they are considering a threat. And so it then uses that and cognitive behavioral therapies to kind of confront it and deal with it in a very stepwise manner, and can show the user how their anxiety is disproportionately large compared to what the threat they're perceiving is. So I really like how it works through this. This is another app that was designed by mental health professionals. So it's backed in research, and I wanted to share with you the video on this one.
Clear Fear is the brand new app from STEM4. It's designed around the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy to help you deal with anxiety by changing the way you think and behave in different situations.
Sorry about that. Trying to find how to get the video.
Clear Fear is the brand new app from STEM4. It's designed around the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy to help you deal with anxiety by changing the way you think and behave in different situations. In the Clear Your Fear section, you can choose what you'd like to have some help with. We'll suggest lots of activities and exercises that you can try out. They'll help you to deal with your emotions, manage.
Let me go back to this, and I'm gonna do this a little differently, and I'm gonna share my screen because this doesn't seem to want to do this the way I thought I had it set up. Let's do this.
It's designed around the principles of cognitive behavioral therapy to help you deal with anxiety by changing the way you think and behave in different situations. In the Clear Your Fear section, you can choose what you'd like to have some help with. We'll suggest lots of activities and exercises that you can try out. They'll help you to deal with your emotions, manage and react more positively to your worries, and develop your physical response to anxiety. So, you might like to try the breathing activity or mindfulness exercises to help you deal with your emotions. Or set some personal goals to develop your physical responses. Maybe you feel you should stop doing so much. Or maybe start doing a bit more. You'll also find some simple explanations about anxiety and why the tasks will help you. There are lots of other features that will educate, support, and inspire you. The Grit Box is all about boosting your resilience and contains lots of inspiring and reassuring messages. You can create your own safety net and note things you can do and people you can contact when things get a bit too much. There is even a real-time exercise that will help you deal with a panic attack. The app becomes more useful and relevant as you personalise your preferences and log your activity over time. But don't worry, we don't keep any of your personal data. Developed by clinical psychologist Dr. Nahara Kraus.
So that's Clear Mind or Clear Fear, which I thought you'd be interested in. The next one I want to talk about is Mind Shift, and we will see how well my ability to share the right screen works in this case. So Mind Shift is yet another one of these apps, and oh goodness, why do we keep doing this? Mind Shift also uses cognitive behavioral therapy, and this one's more around learning ways to relax and be more mindful. That's the name. It can help with panic attacks. It can help with social anxiety and phobias. It does also have a community forum, so that's a nice aspect of this one that allows whoever's using this to connect to a group or a community to talk through, so almost like a support group, and can have peer-to-peer support. So I would probably only suggest this for middle school to teen, because you're not engaged as much as being able to navigate the social interactions with other folks. That said, also has very similar to Clear Fear, has a lot of different activities you can do. I don't think it has the metrics that Clear Fear has, but it can help you set goals and then work towards those goals. So in that way, it does also have metrics. So I thought this was also another really great app. Okay, moving right along. We have Calm Harm, which is another app also designed by a clinical psychologist in collaboration with doing a lot of research with young people to see what worked and what doesn't. And this one specifically is designed to help youth deal with self-harm activities. So if you have a child or youth that cuts themselves or does some sort of self-harm, this is an app I strongly, strongly encourage you to get. They've based this in a dialectical behavioral therapy approach, which is research shows has really good results with self-harm. And it helps the youth comfort, distract, express themselves, release, and get through those self-harm urges. There are many aspects to it, including mindfulness exercises, regulating emotions, reducing tension, breathing. And it does have it in a couple of different ways and allows them and can work with them. It's interactive. I actually have a video for this one as well, so I'm going to try and show that video and see how that goes.
Calm Harm is an award-winning free app created to help young people resist or manage the urge to self-harm, based on the concept of learning to...
Okay, we'll try this again this way, the old-fashioned way. I will stop sharing and reshare. We'll do this again. Sorry for these technical glitches. We're getting there. No, almost there. Sorry for this delay, folks. Okay, here we go.
Calm Harm is an award-winning free app created to help young people resist or manage the urge to self-harm. Based on the concept of learning to surf the waves of emotion, Calm Harm uses techniques rooted in dialectical behavior therapy to help you break the cycle of self-harm. Choose a 1-minute or a 15-minute activity from different categories. The app will count you down to help you surf the wave. By identifying why you got the urge and tracking this over time, you can start to understand what your triggers are. The app helps you to record successful urge surf streaks, earning you rewards. We understand the importance of privacy, so no identifiable data is collected in the app, and no Wi-Fi access or data is needed. Over 90% of users tell us the Calm Harm app helps them reduce the urge to self-harm. An expert clinical psychologist worked with young people to develop the app in line with UK clinical standards. It is a treatment aid, but does not replace treatment.
So another great app, like I said, that one I find to be so great for folks, for youth that are harming themselves. There's a very specific purpose. The next one I had is Chill Panda. So I liked this one especially because...
Improved Calm Harm app.
Because I wanted to continue playing the video. Because I liked Chill Panda because it has an aspect where it's more gamified and you can actually get it on Nintendo Switch, which I absolutely love. So let's see if we can get this one. So that one I thought was super cute because again, it's gamified. This one is considered to be for anyone 4 or older. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you can get on the Nintendo Switch. And it allows kids to go through a world and help Panda have fun while also learning a lot about emotions, how to deal with disappointment, how to deal with anxiety. So that one I thought was a nice, a slightly different approach, but also really powerful. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Sesame Street. So in particular, Sesame Street has an L-Motion well-being whole section. They have a whole section on healthy minds and bodies. They have just tons of information. You know, Sesame Street is in more than 150 countries with over 150 million children accessing Sesame Street. And they've done lots of research. They have experts on this. One, I think, was from Yale University. They just really pull in the best of the best to design their programs and talk about things. I wanted to share the actual website with you just to walk through it because I was just really so genuinely impressed with what they had. And so let me see if I can bring that up right now. So this is one of the websites from Sesame Street, and I just pulled up the About Us, but this is an article about mental health support with big feelings and what kids go through. So there are things like using emotional well-being. And how great is this, right? You can follow Elmo, and then Elmo can check in on how everyone's doing. Your kids can write things and get replies. So they do that. They bring up things about self-care tips. They have something called the Happiness Lab, which is based the woman that I was talking about from Yale University. And they have just tons of different things. They have different videos on stretching, breathing, moving, right? All of this stuff, if you just go to Sesame Workshop, it will bring up all of these different things, stuff on sleep. I was just really impressed, meditation. And they, of course, they give you the age that they can use. They have different, categories, lots of different stuff, right? I was just really, really impressed with what they had and felt like I needed to share that because Sesame Street's just been around for so long. I think I take it for granted, but they do have such a great network. They've done tons of research and also a really great, a really wonderful resource for parents, mostly for younger kids, right? Elementary school age kids. That being said, it still can give you resources as a parent that's dealing with an older child just to help walk through like, okay, how do I handle this? So we covered a lot of different apps today. We talked about the ones that were for our younger children, for middle school age to teenagers, and some of these apps, like I said before, also can be used for adults. This stuff is not meant to replace therapy, which a couple of the videos said. However, if you're not sure your child's ready for therapy yet, these can be a good place to start. It can be a good way to create dialogue in your home. It can also be a great parenting tool. I know through all of the things I've been learning here and by doing this series with you, I've learned ways to become a better parent. I still mess up all the time. However, I mess up a lot less than I used to. And a lot of that's from the stuff that I've learned here because I wanted to teach you all. So thanks for giving me the excuse to do this. And I encourage you to look at some of these apps, go back through the video to go look at the different apps. And like I said, I don't get anything for anyone going to use these apps. I just tried to find the best of the best. I read several different articles. I went and got some of the apps. I tested them out. And so wanted to see what worked, how it worked with different age kids, and where were the boundaries, right? So some of these have social media connections, some don't, some have peer support groups, some don't, some have active activities that are interactive, some don't, and they're all a little different. So just it might be helpful to get some of these for your kids. You know, all of our kids these days are going to get on a screen. So why not get them on a screen where they're learning how to be mindful, or they're learning how to use emotional naming, or they're learning how to do box breathing, right? These things that they might handle once a month with their school counselor, you could have them spend 5-10 minutes every day. I know with my kids, what I've done lately is I have them journal. When they say they don't know what to talk about, I sit down with them for a few minutes and I talk to them about it. And that will be a future topic for another parenting and mental health uh, topic for another night. But today I leave you with the apps. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time. Have a great night and be well.